Okay, we know that Iliad, Homer has written two epics, Odyssey and Iliad. Both are about the war of Troy. Odyssey and Iliad both are about the stories of the Trojan War. Both of about the stories of the Trojan War or about the Trojan War. We know that. Let us know about what is the reason behind the war. Troy. Okay. Troy, Sparta, and Mycenae. Okay, Troy, Sparta, and Mycenae. Who was the king of the Troy? Priam. Priam was the king of the Troy, and Menelaus was the king of the Sparta, and Mycenae, Agamemnon was the king of Mycenae. We know that Priam had two sons named Hector and Paris. Paris was the great warrior and devoted husband of Andromache and responsible son of King Priam. And he was the leader of the Trojans army. And Paris was not a great warrior or he was womanizer. Okay? Menelaus, Helen was the wife of Menelaus. Okay, and we know that Menelaus was the brother of Agamemnon. Menelaus was the brother of Agamemnon. These are the three places, Troy, Sparta, and Mycenae. The war happened in this place. Okay? Acha. These are the three places, Troy, Sparta, and Mycenae, where the war happened. Okay? First of all, we know that Priam was the old king, and he had two sons, Paris and Hector. And one day, the people of Sparta organized a royal party, a royal ceremony, and invited the king Priam and his family. Okay? When they arrived Sparta, Paris, as we know that Paris was not a warrior, he was a womanizer. He developed an adulterous relationship with Helen, who was the wife of Menelaus. And in the absence of Menelaus, he developed an adulterous relationship with her, and later on he kidnapped her and took her to Troy. Who kidnapped her? Paris. Paris kidnapped Helen and took her to where? Took her to Troy. When he returned, and Menelaus, obviously Menelaus gets angry and he tells about this matter to Agamemnon, and they both of them get together and make an army. Agamemnon and Menelaus make an army, and this army was Achaeans army. Achaeans army. This army is called Achaeans army. Achaeans army, and Agamemnon was the leader of this army, and they and we know that, as we know before, Achilles was the great warrior and the demigod and the hero of the Achaeans army. And Achaeans and Trojans started the fighting, and the story starts the 9th year war, and the story starts from the 9th year war. But we don't know what happened before. Okay? But the flashbacks of the story comes up through the epic. That is also an epic quality. Okay. The Trojan War went for, we know that the Trojan War went for 10 years. Okay? But we know that this story starts in 9th year. That this shows that the epic quality medius. This shows that the epic quality medius. Medius means that means starting from the middle. It is kind of an epic quality, and it's called medius. Okay. Now I will be discussing why Achilles led the Achaeans army. We know the two characters, Briseis. Who was Briseis? Who was Briseis? Who was Briseis? Briseis was the concubine of Achilles. Briseis was the concubine of Achilles. And Chryseis was the concubine of Agamemnon. And both of they were the daughter of Chryseis. Chrysis. Who was Chrysis? Chrysis was the priest of Apollo. Chrysis was the priest of Apollo. Apollo was the god of
sun.
Apollo was the god of sun, music, poetry, and healing. Okay. When Briseis and Chrysis both are the captivated lady, and they Chrysis was the Trojan ones. Chrysis was the Trojans one. Okay, and both are the captivated lady, and they have taken by Greeks, Achaeans army, and as a prize to Achilles and Agamemnon. Okay. Here, Chrysis doesn't like to stay with Agamemnon because Agamemnon was the cruel one, and she doesn't like to stay with Agamemnon. That's why her father comes to Agamemnon with the huge of gift or ransom. Comes with huge ransom, and he asked Agamemnon to release her. But Agamemnon didn't release her and humiliated Chrysis. And that's why, obviously, Chrysis was angry and disappointed, and he asked God Apollo to punish Agamemnon and his Greek armies or Achaeans. And Apollo, that time Apollo was angry with the Greeks for refusing to release Chrysis, the daughter of his priest, and Apollo what did Apollo do? Apollo sends plague. Plague is a one kind of disease. Apollo sends plague. Plague is a one kind of harmful disease and sends plague on the Greek armies. That's why Greek armies get sick, and most of them were killed by plague. Okay. Agamemnon had to release Chrysis in order to get rid of this problem or this disease, but he was not happy with this decision, and as a repay, he takes Achilles' concubine Briseis in the replacement of Chrysis. Okay? That time, obviously, Achilles gets angry and disappointed, and Achilles decided to leave the Achaeans army. Without Achilles, Achaeans army became so helpless, and Agamemnon then tried a lot to get back Achilles, but Achilles didn't listen to him. Okay, this is the story of the Iliad.